Sunday evening spectacular underway. In the background, Ecstasy, a track from one of tonight's MMT evaluations, Karate Kid Legends. Wow, we have a lot to talk about with that film. Also tonight, just got out of the theater, Bring Her Back. Man, I'm excited to discuss that in moments here. In addition to Superman versus Fantastic Four, is there enough room for both? The Black Phone 2 trailer just dropped like an hour ago. Watch it live. I'll react to it live. Your comments also on Hunter Schafer. We talked about it the other night. Bringing your comments about possibly playing Zelda in the adaptation from Sony incoming. Thanks for being here on this Sunday night. I always like discovering a track that I've never heard in my life in the middle of a film that I didn't expect to hear a cool little song from, and that's Karate Kid Legends, and this track you're listening to right now. Thanks for being here. Sunday night, MMT is underway. Comments you can see, bottom right-hand portion of your screen. As we have Gone Girl producing tonight, so he'll pop up as many as possible as he sees fit. And again, as always, live from the City of Angels, ladies and gentlemen. There goes the music, and here comes Sunday evening spectacular live. Here we go, guys. Let's do this right off the bat. I want to discuss a film that I just walked out of. That's why we're a little bit late tonight. This is kind of the old school MMT. Midnight on the East Coast, if you're watching live here from Los Angeles. And I just got out of Bring Her Back. And I'll make it really simple for you before we get into the evaluation, show a little trailer and all that. This is the best horror film that we have had in the multiplex since Hereditary in 2019. That's how strong I believe this film is, and we are ready to go here. Let's do it. The MMT evaluation of Bring Her Back is underway. Thanks for being here, MMT. Let's go.
We're going to put you with a foster mum called Laura. You're going to love her.
Welcome to your new home. This is my daughter's room. I want to show you something else. This way.
You stuffed her.
I know I'm a weirdo.
How did you cope with Kathy being gone?
I didn't.
I think there's something wrong with Laura.
Oh my God, what is it? We can bring her back.
What are you doing?
He's gonna bring her back. You need as much as he's gonna bring her back. I'm supposed to report how safe and reliable you are. So stay safe. Stay reliable, yeah?
I'm not really in love with the trailer. This is a better film than that trailer just sold you. There's so much to love here. It's very dark. It's very grounded horror, right? So often we get into these films and there's some level of ridiculousness that takes you out of the film. That is not the case with this, okay? And I think what's very crucial when you're making a horror film, and I talked about this in relation to the upcoming Weapons, when you are making a truly dark, unrelenting, unforgiving horror film, you need to have the ability and the fearlessness to not ever pull a fucking punch. You've got to deliver it, and you can't think about it. And this film does that because it doesn't undercut its scares by doing something totally fucking dumb, like bringing a character back to life after they've clearly died. Okay, I'm not giving the film away because I don't want to with this film in particular. I need you to see this. This is, again, the best horror film that we have had in theaters since Hereditary 5+ years ago. So you need to understand this is one of MMT's must-sees, and I'm thrilled I got it in before tonight's stream. Sally Hawkins is so spectacular here. She is playing the psychotic mom who is dealing with grief, right? This film reminds me so much of one of my favorite films from last year. It's Neon's Handling the Undead, right? A film about loss, grief, moving on, and then all of a sudden, wait a second, maybe I can bring back that person that I loved from the grave. Pet Sematary, very similar vibes with that as well. This film is more commercial than Handling the Undead, right? It's more traditional horror film. Handling the Undead is much more of a really meditation on dread, the entire film. This film has those scares and the blood that you want, but it's not some stupid ass garbage Blumhouse film. Okay, this film is better than anything that Blumhouse has ever, and I do mean ever, made in the history of that garbage studio that has given us nothing but underwhelming film after underwhelming film. Jason Blum is one of the most untalented talents, head of a studio / production company that is one of the biggest entities here in Hollywood. He wishes he could make a film like this, and Sally Hawkins is one of the big reasons why this film buries everything from Blumhouse. Why am I doing this? Because you guys don't understand. You don't drag Blumhouse enough. I don't know. Why do I always have to be the first one over the hill? Why do I always have to be the guy who says this stuff and then like a year or two later, oh, well, wait a second, Weber was again the Maverick ahead of the curve, and he's right. That's why I'm dragging Blumhouse. Because you watch this and you go, this is how horror should be. But Sally Hawkins deserves to be in the awards conversation. You remember last year we had Hugh Grant for Heretic. This is a much better film than Heretic, okay? Again, A24, back-to-back classics in, 5 years in between. Hereditary, and now Bring Her Back. But there's no reason Hawkins should not be in the conversation. She's almost a lead here, right? You could slot her supporting, but she has so much of an impact in this. Without her presence and her ability to really sell this batshit character that ramps things up as the film progresses, then you don't have the evaluation that you have tonight and a number that you're going to see that is very high on this. And again, back to why it works. It goes there, right? We have people that do not make it out of the film the way you have to do it. I think one of the things I love about this film too is at the close, the way that it wraps some of the ideas from earlier in the film into the final few scenes. That is impressive, and that always will score high with me when you carry that thread from the beginning all the way through till the end of the film. I would do one thing to this film. It's a slight runtime tweak, and this is very specific, okay? If you've seen the film, if you haven't seen the film, I need you to pay attention to something at the very end of this as we're wrapping up and we're getting to that conclusion. Now, I'm going to be very specific here. It's not really a spoiler, but you need to understand what we do here is better than anything you find. That includes anybody who has hundreds of thousands of views. Jeremy Johns, you talk about Chris Stuckman, I don't care who it is, certainly better than Film Threat. Here's what I'm going to tell you. This is very, very, very pinpointy. There is a scene where Sally Hawkins all of a sudden has to get her house in order because here comes the child welfare woman to check it out. Now, listen, again, if you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, you need to pay attention. This is very, very dead on. You got to trust me on this. If the producer's watching, I know producers do, you're going to be like, this guy's fucking good. Bring him. Why don't you bring me to the test screening? I'd make it better. She's cleaning up the house, and all of a sudden, we have this abrupt transition to this like up-tempo kind of techno-y, fun, energetic track. And then you have the daughter here who is playing her game with her friends, and the whole vibe of that real quick montage throws off the build towards this really dark end. And I don't know what the brothers were thinking. I think they're very good directors. That scene has to go. It has to go. And if you're going to include it, you cannot make it this energetic entertainment kind of feeling goofy thing because you let the air out. Man, I'm going to tell you this. I've said this so often. You guys need to listen. Studios, you got to listen to me. I'm going to help you make a better film if you would just unshackle me and let me come in to your film and tell you what needs to be said instead of paying these mouth-breathing idiots that you bring in and they wait outside from noon on. They don't have jobs. They sit around and sit outside all day. They come in and get a $5 gift card and they tell you shit that isn't even solid reconnaissance. I don't know what to tell you. It makes me furious, you can tell, because I'm here to help you. Yet, you won't. Remember what I told you guys about coming out of the 16 a few weeks ago? They were doing a test screening, and the guy conducting the audience, bringing them in, was like, hey, man. He goes, I watched your stream. I go, thank you, sir. And I said, hey, why don't you bring me in? I can help you out. I can't. Why? They'll kick you out. Why? Why are you going to kick me out? Because the producers and the directors don't want to hear that I'm the fucking man and I can help you? Well, then good riddance. Goodbye. And especially you, A24. I'm here praising your film. I love the film. And you guys think that you know everything. And for once, you sort of got almost everything right except for the scene I'm talking about. And I'm here to tell you, A24, I could help you. Screw you. Honestly, fuck off. I don't want your fucking help. Because now at this point, I'm done. I'll do it here and you'll miss it. That's how we're going to operate. Welcome to MMT. Rack him. 92% on the MMT score. This is a great horror film, and I cannot recommend that you get out and see this fast enough. You need to make this a priority viewing and make it soon. Comments: Simone, it was okay. I hate child deaths and abuse. The body horror was gory. Good original plot. Listen, typically I have an issue with any child violence, like Terrifier 3, right? When Art the Clown goes into the bedroom and hacks the kid up. We don't see it, but there's a gleefulness to that. This film does not have that gleefulness attached to the child death, right? Attached to it is grief, right? It is what one mother will do to bring back her daughter, okay? And it's fucking crazy, but that's what works here. So, Simone, I'm going to counter that by saying I do have an issue with it typically, but I think in the service of the story, I don't believe it crosses a line. I don't. And I'm the guy who will tell you it crosses a line. I do not believe that we cross a line here with this film. In fact, I think it walks right up to it and does just enough. If anything, I'll tell you, I would make the ending even darker, and I would have only one make it out, if that makes sense, okay, without giving it away. But I can tell you this. It's got a hell of a lot of great things going on. And Jason Blum, take notes, because you've never made a film this good. Let's do an MMT trailer reaction here. Speaking of Jason Blum, speaking of Blumhouse, let's watch the Black Phone 2 trailer here live. Just came out like an hour and a half ago. So this is it, the sequel to the very successful Blumhouse film, The Black Phone. I like the aesthetics of The Black Phone, that 70s, 80s kind of thing going on, right? That works. I don't think the film is dark enough, okay? And I think Bring Her Back is, okay? So let's see what they have cooked up for The Black Phone 2, and then we'll discuss. Here it comes now. So we're still in a period piece. Obviously, we got payphones. I like the look of it again. Derrickson directing this, I assume, right? I haven't looked, but I imagine. And I think he's one of the best directors that's ever worked for Blumhouse. That's for sure.
I had a bad dream.
God, both those kids have aged, right? My God, kids grow fast. Like, who the hell? Oh, those are the kids in the original movie.
Hello, Finney. Did you think our story was over?
I definitely like cinematography and the color grading. Again, that right throwback aesthetic that is present again because Derrickson is a talented director.
You're dead. You, of all people, know that dead is just a word. He's here.
That's nice. I like that right there.
Vengeance is mine.
Here's the thing. I'm just going to stop and I know I talked about this in the first Black Phone when we did the evaluation. I don't love Ethan Hawke in the role. Right? Because we know Ethan Hawke. We know what he typically plays. I know it's against type and all that shit, but that was one of the problems I had with the film. I don't think he's the right guy, so we're bringing him back again. I like everything else, and I liked a lot of Black Phone, but it didn't go as dark as it really needed to. And I think that's one of Blumhouse's problems, right? When you look at them across the board of their films, they don't do the Hereditary. They don't do the Bring Her Back, right? They don't go for the absolute knockout. We're going to do something that's going to have you go, holy shit. In Bring Her Back to that film, there is a scene, Simone kind of touched on it, with one of the kids that does something. Everyone in the audience is like going, oh my God. But it worked, right? The audience is like, this is really strong horror. I'm grossed out, but I'm also nervous. That's why I'm kind of laughing. It's not because it's funny. It's because I can't believe we're doing this, right? Not Terrifier, we're going to shove a live rat down a woman's throat, right? That's a whole nother thing. That's debased garbage, okay? I don't even want to see Terrifier 4. I have no interest, okay? And Damien Leone is fucked up. That guy's not normal, right? I mean, that dude is not spiritual. Okay, Damien, I hope you watch this. I know you probably know this, and I'm going to tell you, the fact that you bring that into the world, that kind of joyful glee attached to violence, I don't know who you are spiritually, but I can tell you what, you're bankrupt. Okay, Damien Leone, I mean, I don't know, dude. You're messed up, bro, and that's not a compliment. That's not a compliment towards Terrifier, right? Bring Her Back has the humanity. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going back to Bring Her Back because, again, back to Simone. I think this is such an important topic. Nobody does it better than what we're doing. When I talk about this, it's important that for me, in my films, we have some shred of humanity. Okay, we have to have spirituality. I'm not saying religion. I'm saying you have to have, at its core, something that reminds us that we are connected to others. We have some semblance of shared interest with people. And then when we watch something like a Terrifier, there's no empathy. It's only gleeful, nasty, depraved trash. And I'm telling you, I know I sound like Siskel and Ebert right now. Siskel would definitely say what I'm saying, and I love Gene Siskel. If I told you guys, if there's one person that if anyone ever said this guy's like a modern day Gene Siskel, no question. I know some of them out. Oh, I can't believe. Oh, trust me, I could hang with Siskel and Ebert any day. You put me, I'd be three of us in there. I would hang with them every fucking time. So here's the reality. I just want to see humanity in my films, but Black to Black, Black Phone 2, Back to Black. When we talk about this film, I think we just really need to make sure that we go somewhere that is dark, still humanity, grounded, and maybe surprise me. And I think that that's one of the issues that Blumhouse has had repeatedly. And I would agree, Sadvik, the winter aesthetic is nice on this. 100%. I mean, at least it's not Iron Man 3 where it's just Christmas for some random reason. That didn't work. I hate Iron Man 3. I can't stand. It's the worst. Okay, guys, let's listen to Tom Cruise. A little, speaking of positivity, he is our cinema champion, as you guys probably have seen a few times here on MMT. Let's listen to what he has to say about how to succeed in life, his mindset. I mean, Tom Cruise is just the man, right? I love, talk about humanity-based man, right? 100%. Whether he's Scientology or whatever you want to talk about. Also, let's talk about his discussion of vaccine stuff from years ago. Remember all that? Dude, was he not ahead of the curve? Tom Cruise is a man of deep faith in... He has really strong beliefs, and I always like someone like that. I don't want a wishy-washy, shill, fake, phony person. He's not. Listen to what he has to say about how to attack life, and I agree with everything that he's about ready to lay out here.
Just have to write down your dream and then write down a list of how do you accomplish that. What do I need to do? What do I need to learn to be able to accomplish those goals? And that's what I do. I don't just sit there and worry about it. I just start doing it. And I'm training people, or I'm training myself. I'm going to learn how to crawl before I walk before I jog before I run before I sprint, and then I sprint out of a plane or off a cliff before I do that. So, and don't be so worried if you're afraid. It's like, okay, I feel it. It's like, that's fine. Just keep working through it.
100%. I'm going to stop right there. We got a little bit more. I hate the music on this. But what he just said is what I talk about on what we do here. When I started the stream 2.5 years ago, then 3 years, whatever. It's been a long time. Here's the reality, is that I started, go back and watch some of the first streams. It's not as good, okay? Because you're figuring out, you're getting your footing. You're understanding what works, what doesn't, your comfortability. I think now that I've been doing this now live hours and hours by myself, there's no one else to help me here. I'm not calling on guest A, B, or C to step in. Okay, that takes a lot of courage, okay? 100% it does. I think some of you understand that. Some people don't want to recognize that. Too bad. At the end of the day, you have to have courage in life, and I believe that he is 100% correct, that you can't overthink things. You have to just say, let's go. You don't worry about the result. You go into it saying, all that matters for me, the win is saying yes and getting involved. That is it. Everything else doesn't matter. Okay, so if you start a YouTube channel, if you have an X space or a live stream or Twitch, whatever the hell you want to do, and no one's watching, who cares? I don't care. I don't ever look and see who's watching and how many. I really don't. I swear to you, I don't, because it doesn't matter. If there was no one watching right now, I would do the exact same thing I'm doing, because you have to believe in you and you have value. And hopefully you do. I'm not saying everybody can do this, but I do believe that you can't be held back by fear. And it's exactly what he's addressing here in this promo soundbite from the Mission Impossible red carpet.
Really, the fear you feel is the unknown. It's what you don't know. And just kind of recognize that it's okay not to know. And work towards a knowingness of things. And the only way to do it is not to be in your head on it, but just to start looking, go out and start doing it, one step at a time.
Amen, right? Every single piece of the wall starts with that cornerstone, brick 1, brick 2, brick 3. Who's ever made a Lego set, right? Of course. You get all those pieces, and when you first look at it, you're like, there's no way in hell this is going to turn into Apu's Quickie Mart from The Simpsons. But brick by brick, you build the freezer, you build the doors, you build the slushy machine, or whatever it's called. What is it called? This is not slushy. Damn it. That all starts to take shape, and then all of a sudden you got yourself the Quickie Mart, which I built one time. Pain in the ass, but it was awesome when it was done. That's what we're talking about. Brick by brick, you slowly build, and you look at even here, like MMT, right? How many hours have we done? Holy shit, I don't even know how many shows. Are we up to we're definitely over 500 shows. That's crazy. And you started with one. And now we're on whatever number it is, 600. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't count. I don't care. Just come on here and shoot. Today was crazy. I was so busy today. I went down and played volleyball for like 5 hours, okay? And actually played okay today. And that was awesome. Then I literally drive up from Orange County and go directly to AMC 6 to watch Bring Her Back. Then I take a quick shower and I'm in front of the camera here tonight doing MMT. Just say yes. Go do it. Okay, that's the key. Let's watch another trailer because I need a second to breathe. Can I just have just a second? It's only me. Let's watch the trailer for Zootopia 2. Listen, before you say, oh, it's Zootopia, the first Zootopia is awesome. Okay, the sloth scene, I remember seeing that early and I love Zootopia. I think it's funny as hell. I think everything about this film I really liked. So now, when you have Zootopia 2, which I still have not watched the trailer, let's find out if Disney can have another winner. They're doing well. You look at what's happening with Lilo and Stitch, $600 million after 2 weekends. Oh my God. Zootopia should be massive at the end of the year. Here's the trailer. I haven't watched it yet. Let's do it. Avant-garde. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting to some actual movie. It's crazy. It's been 10 years, right? Since the first one? That's nuts. What the hell? Where's the time go? Took forever to get this thing made. But I don't think it's going to matter. End of the year, this is going to be huge for Disney. Christmas quarter, right around then. Christmas should be really strong this year. Remember, you have, well, actually, it's next year with Dune and with Avengers, right? This year, I know for sure we have Zootopia. What else do we have? Oh, Avatar. I can't. I just can't with Avatar. I can't. Don't even get me started. Let's talk about this just quickly. If you have a comment, I'll pop you up. I know we discussed this the other night, and I have two different videos, right? The live, and I cut out a little bit of exactly how I believe this should go for Sony when it comes to Hunter Schafer. Just reiterating what I said back on Thursday night. Let's talk about it. Comments. It's been a few days here because it is still a big talker. When I think about Hunter Schafer in the role of Zelda, I think of Rachel Zegler and Snow White, right? A situation that is only going to get you into controversy, into trouble with a significant portion of the audience, I think you cannot make this decision. It cannot happen. I don't care how woke you want to make it. I don't care. You just can't do this. And that's not transphobic. That is from a business standpoint. You cannot be doing this if you expect a film adaptation of the very popular Zelda. I used to have the gold cartridge way back when the SNES was the first thing, right? The first NES with a robot that was like, it looked at the screen, you hit a button and the robot would grab some shit and stick it on something and something would happen. I'd duck hunt with a gun. Had the first NES way, forever ago. Okay. So Zelda is a beloved video game, and you just can't mess with this. I don't know why studios even consider doing these things. Nothing against Hunter Schafer, but at the end of the day, it just invites controversy. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, screw it. Okay, first of all, you're not the one fronting the money. You're not the one who, if this film bombs, you are going to be out of a job. This is the kind of decision that will get people fired en masse. When you talk about, you look at this over the, if this thing comes around and they do it, you're talking about a situation where you could cripple a studio because of this decision. That is how strongly I feel you cannot make this call. And you don't listen to the fringe who are saying, do it, we don't care. Well, of course, they're the fringe. Look at them. They're very fringy. Okay, they're going to go for some. Here's the reality. I have no problem with Hunter. I think Hunter was pretty strong in a movie that was okay and cuckoo. As much as I loved Lose, I was not nearly as enamored with Cuckoo. But I just think that is not, we're not there. I don't think we ever will be. And I know that seems like, oh, Weber, you're stuck in the Gen X mentality. I'm just going to tell you that as much as you foist this upon people and you make them say that this is what you have to believe, the more you do that, the more people are going to say F off. Okay. So it either comes naturally, organically, or it does not. In this case, this is definitely a very forced move. And I'm telling you right now, Sony, second time around here, you cannot make this call. You can, but remember, I have video evidence of this going back to Thursday and again tonight. When this goes sideways, like I know it will, that was a decision that should fire. I'm going to tell you right now, if you make this decision, if you greenlight this decision, I'm here to tell you that you need to get ready to say whoever greenlit this is fired. That is how strong that I believe you have to be. If you're going to make this call, you need to say openly to everyone, if this does not go right, I am stepping down. That is, because that's the only answer. There's none of this like, oh, no. There's no chance. I'm telling you, if you want to roll the dice on this, you need to put your head on the block. That's as simple as I can make it. And trust me, man, if you would just bring me in, I would destroy as a studio head. I would be old school 80s badass. I'd be like, here's what we're doing. That's getting cut. Move this. This is out. Ari Aster, your next film's off. We're not doing it. Shit, I can't wait to see Eddington. That dude, and someone came in this morning, I was bagging on him. Dude, do not defend Ari Aster. Don't defend the garbage that is Beau is Afraid. Don't ever. That was the most selfish piece of trash film that I've ever encountered, and Ari Aster should never work again. There's no returns, man. You guys understand. There's no returns for some of this shit. And if you decide to put Hunter Schafer as Zelda, you need to, on record, you need to sign a contract saying if this goes sideways, you are stepping aside and you're not getting a buyout. You are fired and there's not a penny coming to you. Whatever your contract was, $5 million, $10 million a year, it's now zero and you are leaving the lot goodbye. I'm telling you, man, sorry I have to be like this. It's the reality. We need more of this in the world. We cannot have this wishy-washy bullshit. If you put me in charge of cleaning up LA, I would get it done. Trust me. I would instantly institute, this town is a fucking shit show. I would instantly institute a no camping law throughout Los Angeles. If you have your stuff on a sidewalk, it is now being confiscated and you're not living on the street. It's not happening. It's just not happening. We just have this world that's like, well, we're trying, maybe. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to do this, and this, and I'm walking out. And that's it. That's all we're doing. I mean, call me the Les Grossman of the space, but the reality is we need more people like that. We cannot have this world that's like, well, I don't kind of feel bad, but no. If you have a home invasion, you are going to jail for 10 years minimum. I don't care if you have an armed or not. Armed, you're going for 50 years. If you break into someone's house and you have the intention of any kind of theft inside of a house, you don't belong there. You're going to jail for 10 years. There is no, and I mean none, zero chance of parole. Zero. You're going for 10 years. We're building the dread fucking prison. Do you understand me? You're going to be up at the top of the prison and you're not coming down for 10 years. So if you want to go do that, go for it. You're going away for 10 years. Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to be the only guy who can talk like this? Does Jeremy Johns talk like this? Does Stuckman talk like this? Hell no. Boring. They're boring milk toast. All right. Jaffo, if Hunter Schafer was cast as Zelda in a world before social media age, it wouldn't hurt the movie. I disagree. Well, first of all, no, you're not making this call. It has nothing to do with social media. I don't care what social media says. People aren't going to go. Social media doesn't even enter into this. I don't care what people's opinions are. I'm telling you, as a studio head, we're not doing it because I saw how Bud Light went. Look what happened. Nobody drinking Bud Light. Do you guys understand? And I'm centrist. I'm not the right-wing faux-ass bitches over at Film Threat, where Gore says, how can I get views? Let me say what my audience wants to hear. Let me parrot it back. I'm telling you what's the truth. Huge difference. No, it has nothing to do with that, Jaffo. It's not happening. I don't care what the social media. You think I care what the film Twitter has to say about anything? I don't want their opinions on anything. I'm moving. I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to worry about what they have to say. I'm never going to capitulate to the weirdos on film Twitter. And I'm not even going to go against them just to go against them. I'll do what I think is the right move. I don't need their fucking okay. I don't need their permission. Okay. Yeah, okay. No, Jaffo, I'm not, you know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. No, it's not happening. We're not doing it. It's really that simple. It's just no way. Because you're going to make a mistake that's going to cost people a lot of jobs. Okay? I want to see Life of Chuck. It was last night. I played last night and I missed it. I'm so pissed I missed it. I'll see it Thursday. That'll be our Thursday night evaluation. Quickly on this. Thank you, Kuzma. This is great. Thank you for reminding me where I have to go. We're 38 minutes in. I have to go. Karate Kid's amazing. Get ready. Here we go. Let's do it. But real quick on the setup here for this week on MMT. Wednesday, Ballerina, live out of theater, probably about 9:30 is my guess, somewhere around there. Get the alerts on YouTube, Midnight Movie Talk. And then on Thursday, we'll do Life of Chuck. It opens here in Los Angeles. I don't know if they're platforming that. I will see it on Thursday. That's a film I'm very much looking forward to. A lot of humanity, right? And so that is our evaluation Thursday. So back-to-back Wednesday, Thursday streams here. Let's do it. Let's do Karate Kid. You guys ready? This is a film that you have to see. And I'm going to tell you why in a second, but let's just watch just a second. Let me get the trailer ready. I was woefully unprepared tonight because I was literally running around crazy. Like, I got to do this, and this, and then jump on a stream and try to make it somewhat entertaining here. We're 40 minutes in. I've had barely a break. Let's find a short trailer. There's the official trailer. Hold on. Give me a second. I want to show you just a taste of it. If you haven't seen it. By the way, I'm going to be way higher on this than a lot of you think. So be ready. Weber's going to surprise everyone again. Get ready. It's time for the MMT evaluation of Karate Kid Legends. I don't even like the title. I would call it Karate Kid 5 Boroughs. Anyone seen it? Yep, right? Now you're like, yeah, Karate Kid 5 Boroughs is badass. Better than Karate Kid Legends. Here comes the trailer. We'll watch just a bit of it, and then I'll tell you why you have to see it. This is like a 2 back-to-back must-sees tonight. Bring Her Back because it's great, and Karate Kid because of something very specific. Here comes a bit of the trailer. MMT evaluation now.
Our traditions are rooted in history. Kung Fu, karate, tree grows strong.
You knew Mr. Miyagi?
I did not come looking for Sensei Miyagi. I came looking for you.
And there's Daniel LaRussa, who shows up about 45 minutes in. At least that long, maybe even more than that. It's way over halfway through the film.
In life, you have only one question. Is it worth fighting for it? Or not? Lee.
Okay, let's pause there. This trailer is slower than anything in the movie. I have not seen a film that moves this fucking fast in forever. I don't even know the last time I saw a film that literally moves from scene to scene to scene. It's like some studio was watching MMT, and I always talk about getting the tightest edit. And they didn't just do the tightest, they made it too edited. Every scene is just like bang, 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 bang. I mean, it starts off in China, and then no joke, like 5 minutes in, we're in New York. And then 5 minutes after that, he's meeting the girl. 5 minutes after that, they're going into a boxing ring with Pacey from Dawson's Creek. This shit is insane. I mean, I was watching it last night going, what is happening, Sony? Did you have a deal with the theaters to make the shortest runtime possible? I can't believe it. Okay? Why is it up and down? Because normally I'd say yes to a tight edit. But in this case, for the first time ever, I'm going to say that this is too quick. I'm going to say I need to add 5 or 10 minutes to this film. That's the only time you're ever going to hear me say that. Seriously, it might be the only time in any evaluation that I've said I need to add 5 to 10 minutes in here to give the film some room to breathe. For God's sake, it's just flying by. It just moves. I like Ben Wang, the kid that you see here. He's really nice, grounded. He's got a sense of humor, I think, that works. The girl in this looks just like Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, it's like doppelganger shit. She's strong. Pacey from, as I mentioned, Dawson's Creek. Joshua Jackson's in this. And then, of course, you have Macchio. And you have what's-his-ass, who's back from the one from 2010. Jackie Chan was in the one in 2010, and now 15 years later, we have this. And, listen, I like the ensemble. I like the fact that the film just flies by. I mean, I was like, it's over? We're getting up and leaving? So there is some stuff that I really found fun in here because I was laughing at how fast that they made everything go. There are so many montages in this movie, right? What do montages do? Get you through the film faster, compress time. This is like a TikTok movie. Everything is just like, okay, but I didn't hate myself watching it. Here's what I would change. I would definitely bring in Johnny Lawrence way before the very, very, very end of the film because Johnny is Cobra Kai, right? Not just Cobra Kai. He is that series. He is so great. When he shows up here late, you're like, oh my God, he's funny. I love this dude. I mean, I love Johnny. I met him outside of 7-Eleven here in Burbank right before COVID. I saw him, and this was before Cobra Kai was big, and I'm like, Johnny! And I freaked out. I've got a selfie somewhere on my Twitter page. You can probably find it. And I fanboyed out on Johnny Lawrence. He's amazing. But he's not in this film except for the last few seconds. But you have to see this film because you need to watch how a studio compressed the shit out of a film. I remember Sony did this for that movie with Adam Driver, the dinosaur garbage 165. Remember that? They just took everything, it was like an hour and 28 minutes. And there's like scenes that are like missing and stuff that happens. Like, where's the transition shot? This film has the transitions, but it's just so tightly wound. I just want it to breathe just a little bit, and that's the fix here tonight. You got to just let it do a little bit more here and there. I mean, at the end, when we finally get to the 5 boroughs fight, it flies by. It's like a 5-minute sequence. I'm like, excuse me? I mean, it's better than the typical like 25-minute finish. This film is just, everything is tight across the board. It's not like it drags here or there. Everything is just smashed. It's literally like putting a trash compactor, and that's why you have to watch this. And I'll bet you other people didn't even get this out of the film. This is why we're better. It's why we are the elite evaluators in the space. I'm going to give this an 85% because it didn't waste my time. I laughed at a lot of this because of what I was experiencing with how quick everything was flying by. And all in all, I mean, listen, for a family film, the kids aren't going to get very bored. And I think you won't either because you'll have no time to get bored. You'll be like, it's over? Holy shit. I was like, wait a second. What? Hold on here. Is there a scene? No, it's over. Okay. The only note I want to add to this entire evaluation is I had a mom who was sitting with 2 kids like the row behind me. Luckily, at the AMC 6, it's levels, right? So it's recliners, level, recliners, level. So when someone's talking, you don't hear it as much. Plus, it was on the other side. But okay, let's talk about the mom. If you're a mother or father, and you're speaking to a father here, you need to instill in your kids the importance of shutting your fucking mouth. Okay, this mom allowed dumb little Johnny to prattle on and on and on to the point where some dude got up out of the row and came down to my row and sat in the empty seat. And I go, I understand why. Now, listen, the film was a goof film, and I was like, I don't really care. But I did, and anyone who was in the screening will know I said this. I said, shut up, and it was loud. Bro, it was loud when I said it because I don't play around with that shit. And if someone wants to get in my face, I'm going to go, excuse me, you're going to get in my face for talking in the movie? Wait. I don't care if you don't like what I just said. I wouldn't say what I just said if you weren't talking. Do you understand? How do you not grasp what I'm trying to explain to you, that it's a reaction to you being a fucking idiot? Okay, so this mom is raising poor little Johnny to be always so perfect, and he can't just shut his mouth. It's just who Johnny is. No. Johnny, do me a favor, little boy. Shut up. You got it? We good? Okay, good. Because I can tell you now, if that were my kid, I would drag him by the arm out to the lobby. Okay, be like, let's go, get up. You're going outside. Outside in the lobby, I'd say, listen, Johnny and Johnny here. When you talk about you in the movie, if I go back in there and you say another word outside of you going, oh, like a reaction, if you say anything out loud, anything, we're leaving. End of discussion. Got it? We good, Johnny? Let's go. And that's how you do it. We just don't have parents like that. We have parents nowadays like, well, my child is so wonderful, I can't possibly correct them. Yes, you can. That's how we were raised, and you need to be a mom or a dad and tell your kid, shut up. It's rude. I'm 100% right. Don't even tell me. Oh, Weber's beat. No. At the end of the day, am I aggressive? Am I very opinionated? Am I right? Bang, rack. Dude, it's over and over. I'm dead on. But why do these parents think they can just let the kid go blah, blah, blah? Shut up. I had to shush loudly a lady during Bring Her Back. Oh, that's too bad, Johnny. See, I was lucky tonight. I didn't have anyone talking in my movie, Bring Her Back, because it's a cinephilic film, right? A24 horror. The audience tonight, mature. When you start getting kids in there, it can sometimes be crazy. Usually Burbank's not a problem. But again, no one was an issue, just this one kid. And it speaks to the lack of parenting. It's that simple. Dude, because there's no excuse. No excuse. If your kid can't handle it, then don't bring him to the movies. It's not our job to tolerate your child. It's your child's job to assimilate into a situation and not be a loudmouth and annoying people and being disrespectful and rude. It's that simple. Oh, God, why? Why can't I would love, listen, I would love to, if Trump wanted to, and listen, I'm not saying I'm the Trump guy. I'm just telling you, if he wants to make me the department of something, I would be so good at that, man. I'd be but they'd be like, who is this guy? Listen, here's how we're going to do it. You hear me? Good, we're good. Awesome, I'm walking out. That's how we're doing it. That's what we need. We need more of that in this world, okay? And people who are fair, and that's exactly what I am, fair. Was I fair with the kid? Yeah, kid's talking. Not like I'm just randomly. If I was randomly picking Johnny out, Johnny, I don't like how you look. Kid, you need to lose 30 pounds, you fat ass. That's different. I'm saying, Johnny, you're talking, you're annoying people, and if I hear it one more time, we're dragging you out of here. Got it? I was this close to going to get the manager. This close. I don't even know what they do because I just couldn't believe it. You know, I stayed till the end, and I'm kind of in a way, I did it on purpose because I'm confrontational. Not like I want to go fight, but if I would have seen that woman in the lobby, I would have said, you are not doing a proper job with your kid. And if she got angry with me, I'd be like, I don't care. I'm singling you out because your kid's talking in the movie. I'm not just randomly picking your kid. Your kid has no manners. We've got to start correcting that. In the old days, let me tell you something. When I got to a restaurant with my parents, if I was doing something out of line, hell, one of the other people in the room be like, shut up. Who's that kid? Shut him up. Now we got a kid who's like, okay, it's okay. Just let them do their thing. No. You need to set boundaries. That's your job. Your job, okay? You have one job, mom and dad, to raise your kid to be a proper, upstanding member of society. And no, taking selfies during the credits as they roll by is not being an unstanding member of society. So don't even come in here with that. Like our boy, strange loser of the fucking universe, Harbors. Mr. AI. Doesn't even have a picture of himself. That guy's the biggest loser in the space. Let's rank the losers in film Twitter space. Number 1, strange loser AI. I have one picture of myself, Harbor. Don't even look him up. He's the biggest piece of garbage on the planet. Welcome. I will hammer that guy every time. It's been too long since I hammered that guy. The guy's such a loser. Holy shit. But here's the reality. Sorry. Weber's being rough. Weber's not being... Too bad. Is what it is. Good for you, Johnny. We need more of that. Let's watch one more trailer. I have not watched Frankenstein, so it's time now to watch the trailer for the Netflix movie Frankenstein. You guys ready for this shit? Here we go. Frankenstein 2025. You know how I feel about Netflix, everybody. I do not like Netflix. But... we'll give it a chance. It's Guillermo del Toro. And here is... do we really need another Frankenstein or another Lady Frankenstein? Or let's see what he did with it.
I had determined that the memory of my evils...
Is this Superman?
Die
Holy shit,
with
this
me.
is a Superman trailer. No, it's not.
Some of what I will tell you is fact.
I love Oscar Isaac. So, of course, I'm going to say yes already because I have man crushes on Brad Pitt, Oscar Isaac, not really on Tom Cruise. I think Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, but I love Oscar Isaac, right? I go back with Oscar way back to the movie We. The Madonna-directed We from like 2011. Go, this guy's good. He's in that film. He was in everything like 2011. That was Drive, a bunch of stuff. He was coming up. Most Dangerous Year, the A24 film. Was that what's called? I always forget what that thing was called. Him and Chastain.
Some is not, but it is all true.
Duh. Do you really even need to say that? At this point, do we really need to say from the director of Pan's Labyrinth and Shape of Water? Why doesn't it say from the director of Pinocchio? Right, that's a Netflix Del Toro movie.
What manner of creature is that?
I can't get over that Netflix in the corner. Oh, hold on. You guys can't see it. It's underneath the Midnight Movie Talk logo. It says Netflix. I can't. As soon as I see that, I go, ugh.
What manner of devil made him? I did. I had a vision.
Looks a little too clean in shots, right? I want my film to look like film, baby.
An idea took shape in
my mind. Inevitable. Unavoidable.
This feels very labored, doesn't it?
Until it became truth.
Hold on for a second. I think that's the same set they used in Megalopolis. That's the scene with Adam Driver when he's upstairs. God, Megalopolis, one of the worst things. If you guys seen if you have not watched Megalopolis, just you wait until you throw that fucking thing on. You'll be like, what? What happened to Coppola? It's one of the worst movies ever made, along with Beau is Afraid. We've had some real garbage over the past few years.
In seeking life.
It doesn't look rough enough, right? It looks so clean and big, obviously. Clearly, Netflix pumped, what, $300 million into this. They just have endless supply of cash. I want it to look rougher, right? It doesn't look gritty. I want to see a gritty Frankenstein, not this shit. This shit is like gleamy, right? It's polished.
I created death.
I mean, whatever. Is there more? Hold That's a hard no. I'm not impressed by anything I see there. That's even goofy at the end, right? When he's pointing to Victor. What is this shit? No, I'm not at all. By the what the hell is what the hell not Gore? Menzel, what's Menzel talking about? Look at this. Menzel's like, after seeing the trailer for Frankenstein, it genuinely feels like Netflix is a damn good shot of finally getting a Best Picture win. What? From that trailer? You think it's got a great cast, a beloved filmmaker, and a fresh retelling. Why is that fresh? What's fresh? Fucking Frankenstein. So what? Scott, what are we doing here? I'm going to drag Scott for a minute. But what do I say to that? I say, let me zoom in here a little bit. Netflix should never win a Best Picture with zero legitimate commitment to theatrical. The Academy, in my world, this is how the Academy runs. You're disqualified. You cannot win for anything because you don't play the game like every other studio in town. So, Menzel, what are we talking about, man? Hell no. That trailer wasn't even all that good. Too clean, man. Make it look grimy. Not like this shit. Looks like something. Look at that. Is this directed by Michael Bay? Is this Michael Bay's Frankenstein? I think it is. I think they made a mistake. None of this shit. Even Robert Eggers looks better than this. I'm not even an Eggers fan. This looks like whatever. It looks stilted, clean, whatever. Del Toro's made some great films, but, I mean, this ain't going to be one of them. I mean, I'll change my mind if I see it, but, I mean, what are we going to get out of Frankenstein, everybody? What are we going to get out of Frankenstein that we didn't get before? What's he going to show us? Can anyone tell me? Well, what's all of a sudden we're going to get? What's Del Toro going to do? There would be more explosions if Bay did it, but it looks like it, right? It's big and shiny. It's Armageddon meets Frankenstein. I love the production design and costume design. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, 1994. Yeah, I mean, why? Jason, why do we even need this film? There's no reason. Looks true to the book. Don't care. I mean, if it's good, I'll like it. But it's Netflix, so I don't. You guys have to appreciate that. If you don't, too bad. I will never like Netflix until they get AMC, Regal, Cinemark, all the big theaters. If they don't, then forget it. Okay, let's talk about Superman and Fantastic Four. I wanted to get to that before we get out of here. Look, we're already almost up on an hour, and I'm not done. I thought we could get it all done in an hour. Didn't happen. Can Fantastic Four and Superman coexist? That's the question. Let's go again to Twitter. James Gunn. Actually, I think this is from Instagram. He replied to a picture from Empire of Fantastic Four First Steps. He's saying, James Gunn, because these films come out back to back, we'll look at the release schedule in a second, but essentially they're like 2 weeks apart, right? So it's going to be a problem for one of them. But here's what he says, and then I'll talk about it. They come out 2 weeks after us. There's room for us both. I love my friends at Marvel. You can find whatever discussions you'd want online. I'd focus on all the positivity around the films instead of getting sucked up in online fan wars. Okay? But is there enough room? Let's go to the release schedule and check it out. Here is Superman on July 11th, and you can see it there opening, well, really the 10th, right? So Superman, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Doesn't look all that exciting. Just doesn't. But look, then we have 2 weeks later, not the 18th. The 18th is Eddington. Oh, my God. I've got to see that. They're doing wide on that. It means it's terrible. And then July 25th is Fantastic Four First Steps. And here's the thing, though, right? We always talk about you want to be first to market. Social Network. You want to be first. You do not want to be second. And Superman will have the advantage of being the first superhero film in the marketplace. And if it does really well, it has to be great. Okay, I think it'll do, obviously, Superman. It'll do numbers, no question. But it needs to be great. If it's great and people are going to see a great Superman movie, then you will see Fantastic Four take on some water. It will be damaged by the residual value of Superman in the following weeks. Now, if the film Superman is okay or just maybe good, then it's not going to be as much of an issue, I don't think. So it really depends on how strong that first film is. And does it capture the zeitgeist? Are people pumped for Superman? Did he deliver? All that shit. Then it can be an issue. But Gunn, of course, doesn't care because Gunn is the first into the market. So, of course, he's like, everyone can live. Let's go. Superman's going to destroy Fantastic Four, let's be honest. Oh, yeah. I think certainly globally, domestically, everything. Superman should be a bigger film. It's been a long time as Superman. What's the last Superman movie? Well, I mean, not that long, but, pure straight up Superman movie, Man of Steel. I mean, you talk about Superman versus Batman, but Man of Steel, and that was what? 9? 10? What the hell year was that? 8, 9, 10? But when you look at the excitement level, I would say there's more people interested in Superman. Marvel's very lucky that it's Fantastic Four and not Captain America, because at least Fantastic Four, people want to see a good version of that, even though I don't think the Josh Trank version is the worst thing ever. Do I think it's a great film? No, but I don't think it's nearly as horrible as some of you do. But, this time around, maybe we get something fun. I mean, the 60s setting's kind of interesting. I think it's a little too goofy for me. I always talk about when I watch a superhero film, I really want to watch Grounded. I want to watch something like Joker. I know that was very different, but I just want to watch something that's more in that kind of realm than the typical shit that we've seen a million times before. Like in Superman, you got the kaiju and all that. You're just like, come on, man. Really? I mean, we got to do that again? How many times we got to see a giant kaiju get punched in the face, right? Just lame. But we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Anything else? And we'll get to some comments before we get out of here. Let's do our show of the week. It's Soups again. Let's find out what Soups is doing tonight. I haven't checked in on him. We always like to check in on our boy, Matt Ramos. He is the Instagrammer / blogger / influencer. Oh, look who's there. Look, he's doing a video. Hold on, everybody.
Cast of Jurassic World Rebirth. So we are here at CCXP in Mexico City for Jurassic World.
Hold on. How do I screw this around?
Rebirth.
Let me restart it. Give me a second. Here it is. Okay, let's find out what's happening. Who's flying him around now? Universal?
The cast of Jurassic World Rebirth. Mm-hmm. So we are here at CCXP in Mexico City for Jurassic World Rebirth, hitting theaters on July 2nd. And the energy at CCXP is genuinely insane. It is
genuinely. I need to start talking like that. I'm going to pick one word and say it like Soups. It's genuinely insane. By the way, Universal flew him there, right? That's why he's a shill. Yeah, Universal didn't fly me anywhere. A24 sure as hell doesn't. Remember, they flew him down to Friendship in Miami.
For movie fans.
They fly him around. He's a shill.
First up, director Gareth Edwards came out on stage and hyped up the fans. Yep. And then the rest of the cast started to follow. Jonathan Bailey came out, and he just might be the most charming person on planet Earth.
What? Damn, that's some shit. How does this guy sleep at night? No one, he just said so. He might be the most charming person on earth. Do you see how you guys are like, Weber, you're attacking Soups again because he deserves it. I don't deserve it. I'm the real deal. This guy's a shill. And I get all the hate. Films where Weber's the worst. He's so opinionated. You got Soups being flown around by the studios to shill their shit.
Mahershala Ali came out, and he's the coolest person on planet Earth.
Wait. Okay, first of all, we had the most charming, and now we have the coolest person. What's he going to say about what? Okay, who wants to put the bet down? Does he say Scarlett Johansson's the hottest chick on planet Earth? If he does, I'm withdrawing everything I ever said about Soups. Does he say it? Let's find out.
And then it all built up to the queen herself, Scarlett Johansson, making a huge entrance coming out.
No, say it!
In a car, and the fans were going wild.
Why didn't you say the hottest woman on planet Earth? Smoking hot. Smoke show. Damn. My boy at SNL's lucky as hell to go home to that. That's what I would say. That's a better video than what we're watching. She came out in a car, and she's cool.
Here's what Scarlett had to say about working on this movie, and it was actually really wholesome.
I have to say, the first time I ever saw Jurassic Park, I was probably 9 or 10, and I saw it in the theater. And it was, I'm sure that I saw movies before that, but I don't remember any of them. The only movie I remember seeing is Jurassic Park. It was such a formative moment for me.
Wait, is she old enough? Jurassic Park was 94? Is she old enough? How old is Scarlett Johansson? Wait a second, 94, holy shit. She was, how old is she, like 32? She was like 3? Holy shit, her parents took her to see Jurassic Park when she was 3?
And it was, I had, even at a Jurassic Park pup tent that I used to sleep in my bedroom.
Hold on, let's find out how old Scarlett Johansson is. Maybe she's older than I think. Let's go back. First of all, am I right about that film, 1994? Okay, Scarlett Johansson, let's find out how old she is. Do we know? I'm going to say 32. 1984. How old is she? Fucking do the math. Why can't they just have a number? Hold on. There it is. It's right down here. Hold on. She's 40. Holy shit. Scarlett Johansson's 40? Dude. What? You guys see this shit? Look. I bet none of you knew she was 40. Who knew she was 40? Don't bullshit me. Come in the comments. There's no one on this stream right now who knew she was 40. Nobody. So she was 9? I love how Mount Fillmore's doing the math. So 1994, she was born. Hold on. Let's see if it says what year she was born. She was born in 84. So she's not lying. She's not lying. She was 9. Oh my God, Scarlett Johansson's 40.
And I think while I was sleeping in that tent, I was dreaming that someday I would.
This is how all 40-year-olds should look. Weber, you're such an ass. It's true. 40-year-olds should all look like Scarlett Johansson, men and women.
Be on a stage like this, sharing Jurassic World with all of you guys.
Now with the panel being wrapped up, it was time to meet the cast. And
here it is. Here's the shilling. Let's go meet Shills. Listen, the cast is like, who's this guy? He's really short.
Honestly, this was such a...
Honestly. That was it. I nailed it. Dude, how good was that? Honestly.
blur for me because I could spend hours talking about how much of a fan I am of each.
Oh, I'm sure they want to hear that.
Person here.
Look. Scarlett Johansson, look, can we zoom in on her face? Shit, look. She's like, yeah, hi. This is my favorite segment we've ever done here. This is the best ever. Look, they're all like, who is this guy? See how short he is? Scarlett's taller than he is. First of all, is Scarlett Johansson taller than Soups? Yes or no? Vote yes or no right now. Is Scarlett taller than Soups? I think yes.
All of them all at once, but they all had such a great energy and are just so excited to bring this movie to fans. So thank you to...
Well, gee, they're doing their job, Soups. They're actors. Hold on, right there. Is she taller? I think she's taller because Soups has hair. So I think that Scarlett Johansson is taller than Soups and Hoops.
So pictures for having me, and check out...
She might have heels on, but...
Jurassic World Rebirth in theaters July 2nd.
Okay, so there you go, baby. That's checking in on Soups. We should just call that instead of the show of the week, let's call it checking in on Soups. It's a weekly thing. Do you guys like that? Let's do it. I'll take Sydney Sweeney over Pam Bondi. Jacob, why? I would too. God, Sydney Sweeney's hot. I can get away with this shit. That's what I love, that everyone, all the people, I'm not going to tell you why, but by the way, tonight's PSG. Why am I wearing PSG, everybody? Because they are the Champions League champions. I wore one this morning. I have 2 PSG kits. Let's go. This is the player fit. Can you guys see this? This thing fits, man. I'm telling you what. Hold on. Let me get it a little bigger there. You guys can. This thing fits, right? It's literally. Like it's almost skin tight. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a little tight in here, but you can't go wrong with a player kit. This is the Vapor Knit from Nike. People always ask me, do you have authentic? All I have is authentic kits. I don't ever wear a phony. These are all real. In fact, if there's an authentic, I need the authentic. I'm not gonna get the Stadium version. There's 2 versions, right? Stadium's the cheaper version. The authentic that I'm wearing, the Vapor Knit, it's like $170. Now, I got this a few seasons after and it was less, but it's still like over 100. But I'm telling you what, the fabric, guys, you don't even know. The fabric on this is just, once you put it on, you're like, I don't want a t-shirt. I just want to wear this thing around. This is amazing. Yeah, exactly, Che. Like the stream. Okay, I don't know. I think we have anything. Did I do everything? I think I did everything tonight. I got to first of all, 2 evaluations. We did stories. We called out soups again. What did we miss? Is there anything that I did? By the way, I'm so bad. I still haven't watched the last episode of The Studio. I'm sorry, guys. I just didn't. I was not excited after 9. I just shows you how. Here's how unmotivated I was to. I still haven't watched it, so maybe it's okay. I don't know. Quickly recapping tonight, you need to go see Bring Her Back, okay? And you need to see it because it's a really great horror film. I just wish that I could just do that one trim. But, listen, it's not enough. It's not enough to say, hey, you can't watch this movie. That's kind of the big takeaway. Anything else that I missed? Hold on. I want to make sure because once I'm off, it's only till Wednesday. Okay, one more thing because I forgot to get to this. I want to show you something that's super cool. Here it is. This is from 28 Weeks Later, a film that I can't wait. Right? Come on, man. You guys know how much I love Danny Boyle. And I think 28 years, months later make that. This is years. 28 Weeks Later is fucking amazing. Love that film. I like days. I like weeks more. But look here. Look at this rig. These are all iPhones, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or are they all just regular? Yeah, iPhone. Look at that rig as they're following this dude around. Like, that's some badass shit. I mean, I love stuff shot on film, but when you have cool angles and stuff like that with all these things and the color, the film looks great, right? I mean, listen, the trailer, which I called a masterpiece. Remember this weeks ago, I called it. Guess what just won the Golden Trailer Award? That trailer. You see what I mean? I don't even need a group to tell me. I already know. We already talked about this. Big deal. Weber already ordained it a masterpiece weeks ago. So what are we talking about? Golden trailers. Already did it. I don't need anybody. I don't need backup, man. I'm the one-man army, baby. That's what we should be called. This channel should be called One-Man Army. But look, that's one rig. There's another one here. Roll down. Give me a second. There's Boyle doing some kind of cool thing. Love Danny Boyle. You guys know I think he's the most versatile director in the game. Oh yeah, trailer's amazing. Trailer's unbelievable. Let's just watch it again in a second. Let's watch the trailer one more time. Why not? I've already shown a bunch of shit tonight. I want to watch the first trailer. It's better than the second. That's cool. Look at that rig in the water. You got that thing following behind with a naked dude running around. Can't wait. Coming out here in a few weeks. We're only like 19 days away, 18 days. I am going to do my best to see this movie early. There's another setup. I'm going to do my best to see this early so I can get the early evaluation in there. I think Sony will let me in because I have a feeling it's going to be great. I don't think there's no way this film's bad. So I think they're safe. So Sony, if you have any questions, just trust me, you're going to be okay here. It's not like A24 showing me the next Ari Aster movie. They won't do that because they shouldn't. I'll destroy it. And I'm sure I will. I'm almost positive I will. Because Ari Aster, outside of Hereditary, in half of Midsommar, is proving to be a 1.5 hit wonder. Let's watch 28 Weeks Later and remember that one more time. It's just such a great trailer. Why not close tonight with that? Because it's that. I put 28 Weeks Later. Give me a second. I got to find it. I love 28 Weeks Later. I told you that. Okay. Maybe we should just watch that. I'll just find it and watch it and we can just do a stream on it. I mean, who cares? What are they going to do? Well, actually, that would get me a copyright strike. I'd be in trouble. Okay, 5 months ago. This is it. Give me a second. I don't want the most recent one. Hold on. We got to sit through an ad. Okay, here it is. Start off with the Teletubbies. Here we go, everybody. If you haven't watched this shit, oh my God, so good. I might have to stop here and there, but let's go.
Sit here. Sit. Auntie, what's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from this spot.
And now this is where, right? Great start. Very much like 28 Weeks Later. If you remember, they're in the house, and then he has to get in the river and get the hell out of there and get back to London. And then that film's great. I love 28 Weeks Later. I mean, how many more times I have to say it here tonight? But very similar feel here from the start. And then all hell breaks loose. But right now, bringing in that poem, right, about war, that thing is creepy, right? The haunting old recording. Listen to this. You got the static.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20
edits,
miles
right?
today, 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before. Boot, boot, boot.
Perfect edits right on
boot,
the rhythm.
Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war.
Oof, love it.
Don't look at what's in front of you. Boot, 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 boot. Moving up and down again. Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war. If your eyes drop, they will get the top of you. Boot, 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 boot. Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war.
Hey, listen, Aliens did it better than anything, right? That scene where the aliens are on top and below, and then boom.
Try to think of something different. Oh, my God, keep me from going lunatic. Boom, moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. 7, 6,
That's badass
11,
right there.
5, 4.
When I first saw that at AMC Dolby, right? Listen, for my money, the best screen in all of LA is Burbank's Dolby. It's better than IMAX. You've got the recliner. The sound is just bang. I love Prime and I love Dolby right down the street, AMC 16. You know what I'm going to do at some point? I'm going to take you guys on a tour of all three. I might even do it live, like a live stream of me walking from place to place, because they'll let me in because I'm going to do a quick video. We'll walk around the joint. It'll be fun. That'd be a fun live stream. I'll probably do that here in the next few weeks as summer's here, because you hear so much about AMC Burbank, right? The number one AMC, and you don't know really how they're laid out. We'll walk around and give you the tour of Burbank and show you where they all are, where I spend half my week, right? 4 movies a week now, AMC A-list. I feel like AMC should pay me to do this fucking thing, but I don't care, because if I believe in something, I'm going to do it. But I remember watching this in Dolby, and I was like, whoa, man, this shit's good, right? This is like bang, and then that boom, boom, right? That beat, boom, man, can't wait. Sony, I'm going to get a hold of Sony, send an email this week, because I need to find out when they're screening this, and I'm going to be there. I will drive all across town. Last time I did that was Mission Impossible. What a waste of time that was, right? Spent $14 to park. Ugh, sucks. But here's the thing, is I will drive over there to watch this. Oh, yeah. I won't even drive across town to see Superman. Don't care. I'll see it when it opens. I want to see this early, because I want to talk about it early, and I don't talk about spoilers. I'm not going to do that. I didn't do it tonight for Bring Her Back, film that we really like. All right, let's get ready. Let's do the... No, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Give me a second. I got to bring up the right thing, because it's time for the MMT comment closeout. Let's see if I got it. I do have it. Let's bring back tonight's song off the top. It was Ecstasy. I Walk This something. I forget what it's called. But it's a cool track. It's from Karate Kid Legends. So you have two films to go see this week. You have Bring Her Back and Karate Kid Legends. Because you need to see Karate Kid Legends if you're a film addict. you need to watch this shit because you need to see how fast an edit can be. I've never seen it. It's something to behold. You also need to watch Bring Her Back because it's a great film. I think it's really, really fucking good. All right, comments here on this Sunday night. If I didn't get to you, I will get to as many as possible. 28 years later looks very promising. I agree with that. Screen Unseen is tomorrow. Thanks for reminding me. I appreciate that. I'll go see it. I'll go see it tomorrow, maybe. It depends if I feel like it. You know, I have to be in the right mood. Otherwise, I'll just see it Thursday. Chris Gore can't. Yeah, I can. Of course, I can. I'd love to see him try. No chance. I'll try to get to Americana. I'll do that next week. How about that? Promise. I've been to AMC in Burbank. I don't like it. What? Come on, man. Well, there isn't a lounge section, but everything else about it's amazing. The poem's part of the soundtrack, maybe, right? I mean, that I'm sure that can be found as audio file. That track now, like a short version of it. Favorite zombie film? Someone mentioned Train to Busan. I think for me, honestly, I'm telling you, I already said it. It's 28 Weeks Later. I think it's a perfect film. Now, listen, a zombie film, it's not perfect. It's perfect at what it's doing, I think, right? And then you look at, for me, a zombie film is Handling the Undead. So if you ask me the two different versions of a zombie story, one, 28 Weeks Later, and then two, Handling the Undead. Totally different, but they both are really great at what they're doing. And that's what we're trying to evaluate, right? Ultimately, when we do these things. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I have Liverpool. Do I have Bayern Munich? I'm not sure. Yeah, I have one. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Of course I do. It's a purple one. Oh, it's the slow version of this. I'll pull that down because now it's like a slow thing. A couple more comments. We're out of here. Thanks for being here. Back on Wednesday for the live evaluation of Ballerina, a film that I have a feeling I'm going to probably hammer. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But who knows? I could be totally wrong. I want to be wrong. You guys know that. Oh, no, the studio got a little silly. Yeah, too bad. I still haven't watched it, so I don't care. The Shilling Sleuth. That's good. But, you know, just quickly on that, you know, people say, why do you drag shills? Why don't you just because the industry is turning into that. We're allowing the studios to control the message, and the studios should not control the message. The studios can try to control the message, but my job is to combat that message if it needs be, okay? And that's what we do. We disrupt the message. And studios don't like that. Too bad. Don't care. At the end of the day, I don't need you. I don't care. If Sony says you're not going to come see 28 years later, I don't care. I'll move on. I'll see it when it comes out on Thursday. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. When you remove any ability for the studios to have fucking control, you don't care. You move on. It doesn't matter because I can still see the movie. Who cares if I see it on a Monday and it's Thursday? It doesn't matter, okay? So once you remove that whole like, oh my God, I have to be the first person to see a movie, you don't. And second of all, it's actually a lot of fun, I think, for me when I see these movies to see them when you guys do, because then I can discuss them and you've seen it. Oh my God, I agree. This is great. Someone came in really early tonight with one of the comments and said that they loved Bring Her Back. And I'm like, right off the bat, great. I knew I wouldn't be the only one. I think said it was the best horror film since Hereditary. I go all the way back to the comments. I'm like, all the way to the front. God damn. Come on, guys. Too many comments tonight. Stop. I'm by myself. Gone Girl took off a long time ago. It's like, that's enough. Best horror movie since Hereditary. There it is right there. Someone had a question about the glasses. Hold on, let me find it here. The glass. Thank you. Yes, Andrew, probably long gone. I think 9 o'clock, an hour and a half later. I remember it. I'll try to remember every Sunday. I got in trouble. Yeah, definitely go see this movie, Bring Her Back. Hated Bring Her Back. He's so wrong. No. Listen, Gone Girl's gone, so I can talk trash. There is no universe in which Talk to Me is better than Bring Her Back. None. So, yeah. And again, even though there is the child violence, I believe in the service of the story, it's not too much. It works. And it also doesn't pull punches. Go back and watch the beginning. I don't have time. I might cut them out and make them shorter tonight. But if not, you know, they're all there for you. That's going to do it. 100% Louis Trace. 100 exactly. I like Bleak. I like Full of Dread. I like films that don't pull punches. We're back here on Wednesday for Ballerina. Thursday, Life of Chuck. I don't think I'm going to see Life of Chuck tomorrow because you know why? Honestly, I just don't want to see a movie tomorrow. I saw Karate Kid on Saturday. I saw Bring Her Back tonight. I need time. So as much as I want to see Life of Chuck, I want to be in the right headspace. So I think that after Ballerina, it'll be the right thing, and I need a little time. So I don't want to see a movie tomorrow. I don't want to see a movie Tuesday. Wednesday, I'll be ready for Ballerina, for whatever that is. And then we'll move on to Life of Chuck on Thursday, and I'll be really grounded, ready for that. So be ready for those. If I change my mind and go to Life of Chuck tomorrow, I'll probably jump on and do a quick stream. But just know, get the alerts, Midnight Movie Talk on YouTube. If you want to watch the box office report from this morning, it's now called Midnight Movie Money, and that is on Sunday mornings live about 9 o'clock here in Los Angeles. We do it before anybody else. We have all the emails. We rock. Show's good. Thanks for being here. As always, a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your week until I see you on Wednesday for Ballerina. Peace out. MMT is off the air.